Alright guys, Sanch here, welcome back to the channel, and this is going to be the new format from now on. Obviously we'll have better backdrops and whatnot, but let's go ahead and get started with this episode of Bodybuilding News Network. In today's episode we're going to be talking about the Arnold Classic. Specifically we're going to be talking about, what do we got? The Arnold Ohio, the Arnold Australia, the Arnold Europe, and the Arnold South Africa, and the Arnold Brazil. So let's start off with the Arnold Ohio, or the United States Arnold Classic. Now, nothing's been officially announced. I'm not going to clickbait you. I'm not trash. There's nothing announced yet. Sean Ray, unfortunately, seems to be the only person that knows the official date of when it's going to be announced, when it's going to be released. So we are in the graces of the fantastic and wonderful person that is Sean Ray. So stay tuned for that. Unfortunately, you'll have to follow him, or you can follow me, and I can take that bullet for you guys, and I can follow Sean Ray. But let's talk about the Arnold UK. And from what we know so far with the Arnold UK in Birmingham, United Kingdoms, it's going to be October 1st through the 3rd of 2021. So if you guys are in the UK, or you guys are bodybuilders, both NPC and IFBB, and are looking for a pro qualification or a Olympia qualification, this would be the show for you, especially, like I said, if you're in the UK area or any of the countries surrounding that. So looking forward to that. This is going to be the inaugural, however you want to say it. This is going to be the first Arnold Classic in UK. Eddie Hall was the guy who kind of coordinated this with Arnold Schwarzenegger. So we're very excited to see how that turns out. Obviously, it's going to be a very big show for the UK. They don't have a lot of shows. They have the Two Bros Pro, or the British Grand Prix, and now they have the Arnold UK Classic. So very excited for those guys in that region. The South Africa Pro, like I said, the South Africa Pro, it looks like it's been scheduled for May 14th through 16th of 2020. So that's going to be one of the more first pro shows that we're going to be seeing this year in 2021. Still waiting for the official schedule for the 2021 season to come out. But we're very excited. Traditionally, you're going to see something like the New York Pro, the Indy Pro. Those shows are going to be popping up first. But we'll definitely be able to get into these Arnold Classic shows. So if you're in the South Africa area, or you want to make a quick vacation to the South Africa Horn of Africa, you could definitely compete there. Like I said, with the pro qualification and the Olympic qualification, that does apply here, or at least it counts for points. Not 100% sure on the South Africa, the Australia, or the Spain Pro. Not sure if those are Olympic qualifications or not. I don't think they actually are. Speaking of the Arnold Europe in Spain, we had it this year in Spain. We're going to have it again here in Spain. Barcelona, in Santa Susana, or the Barcelona, Spain. So we'll be looking forward to that one. A lot of people showed up last year. There's a lot of shows in Spain, at least some big ones. The Europe of Spain was probably the most memorable for me personally, as I did do some coverage for that show. So make sure you check that out on the channel. A pretty good showing from a lot of people that showed up there. Rafael Brandao, obviously one of my personal favorites. He did compete there, so it was good to see him there. Unfortunately, we didn't really get to see him much for the rest of the season with his issues, his medical issues. I won't say the C word, I won't say the P word, but you know what I'm talking about. And lastly, the Arnold Australia looks like it's going to be scheduled for March 19th through the 21st. So I think they're still pretty strict with their regulations. I'm trying to use safe words here, but the ability to travel to Australia is still very limited right now. So if you are in Australia, if you're one of the few Australian bodybuilders and you would like to compete in that show, it's definitely available for you. Definitely look forward to doing some reporting on that. That's pretty much it for the Arnold coverage so far. I want to cover back to the Arnold Classic Ohio last year. And if I pull up the scorecard real quick, it was really interesting for me to kind of look back at it from an armchair bodybuilding perspective. looking back at it and seeing, we had William Bonek in first, Dexter Jackson second, Big Ramy in third, and then Steve Kuklo in fourth. And then pretty much a nice spread of different competitors there. People like we had Victor Martinez in ninth, Jocelyn Artowitz in 11th, Morgan Asta in 12th, and then Patrick Moore finishing off in 13th place. So a lot of these guys continued to compete that year and do a lot better placings, a lot better physiques, better showings of their physiques. Specifically, I think that Big Ramy and William Bonek brought very good packages to the Olympia stage. Steve Kuklo did not compete. And some people say I don't like Steve Kuklo. Some people say I don't like Sergio Oliva. I personally don't have anything against Steve Kuklo. I think Sergio's an ass, and if you're going to carry yourself and have a brand, if you're going to have a supplement company and be an ass, probably not the best thing to do. But, to each their own. However he wants to do his marketing is up to him. He is a professional. But Steve Kuklo, I have nothing against Steve Kuklo. I really do enjoy Steve Kuklo. Unfortunately, I used him as a comparison to see how people could potentially place based off of bodybuilding math, having them showing up at the 2021 Arnold Classic, or the 2021 Olympia. I used 2020 footage and pictures of the Olympia and then used those to compare against other competitors. So it might have looked a little shady over Steve Kuklo, but it was not intended that way. So I do apologize if that's how that was interpreted. That was not my intent at all. And for the most part, Cedric McMillan, I really like Cedric. Staff Sergeant Cedric McMillan, Army active duty, big fan there. He has a beautiful physique, probably one of the most aesthetic physiques in the IFBB Pro men's open bodybuilding. And I definitely look forward to seeing him recover from his injuries, why he wasn't able to compete at the Mr. Olympia this year. And I look forward to seeing him in the 2021 season. Now, for the most part, I don't see, or I haven't heard anyone specifically announce which shows they're going to be doing. If you have a favorite bodybuilder, both NPC or IFBB Pro, if you have that information and you'd like to share that with me, if you'd like me to make a video specifically about your favorite athlete, definitely let me know in the comment sections below. I'd love to do it for you guys. But that's pretty much going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this episode, if you enjoyed my face on the camera, definitely consider subscribing. Like the video. It's going to really help me out with going through this algorithm and figuring out if we're going to stay with this or do something different. So like I said, thank you so much for watching. My name's Sanj, and I'll see you guys in the next one.